Hey, today we are going to check out the all-new 2025 GMC Acadia. This one happens to be the Denali, which is beautiful. It is the highest trim level, and it's really cool because when I said all new, it basically they redesigned it and they made it bigger, which has been the number one complaint for the Acadia for the last handful of years when they kind of shrunk it down a little. So this now is full size again. It's similar size to the Enclave platform, similar size to a Traverse platform. So really excited to check this thing out because it is all new. The older previous Acadia has a little bit of a smaller grill in the front and just feels a little bit lower to the ground. So I'm so glad that they brought this back because it looks so good when it's nice and big, chunky. You got a big old grill here, and then you've got these wheels, which are so good. So this is definitely a hot mom ride if you are rocking one of these things. So the rims are beautiful. And then you've got all the way in the back. They redesigned this as well, which is really cool. It's got more of that updated Yukon rear end, which is really nice with these cool taillights. It's just really unique, really upgraded, really elevated. It's just fancy. Okay, so like I mentioned, this is a longer and bigger platform than the previous Acadia. So this all new 25 has a bigger trunk space. But what they have added, which is cool, so not only is it longer, but also we have a legit storage compartment. So typically this is where we're seeing like a spare tire and that, but there's legit storage underneath here as well as having more space back here. So another nice little luxury of back here is that you can power fold all of the seats from back here. So the captain chairs, you just fold those bad boys down from here. And then same with the third row. So you have to hold it, goes all the way down, hold the left one all the way down. Which is awesome because if you're back here and you're trying to haul things or put things in and you want to flatten it all and not have to run to the front to lay them down, that's a nice added touch. All right, so I'm in the new third row, right? The real third row. And this is very comfy. These seats are pushed back. So, I mean, there's plenty of leg room for whoever would be sitting in front of me. There's nice spacing. So sometimes this like middle spot is like this big, so you can fit three real bodies back here, which is awesome. By the way, this leather is so good. Loving that. And then it looks like on each side there's a USC for each person sitting here. So one really cool thing about this seat here and then the other captain's chair as well is if I'm sitting in the third row and the person that sat in front of me didn't want to let me out or just dipped out and got out of the car, I can hit this. There's a button back here and it actually moves the whole seat in front, so then I can just slide right out that way. So that is legit. One thing to note on the car seat situation for this Acadia. So in the third row, there are tethers on the back of all three seats. So you technically could get 3 car seats back there, but they'd have to be tether. There's no clip-ins in the back like there are here. So the 2 captain's chairs you can clip in and also tether. So technically you could fit 5 car seats in here depending on the car seat configuration that you have. But I know compared to the Carnival, I think you can click into all of those. And so, but this is a great option if you have to carry around a lot of kids, but you still want a hot car. Back to the captain's chairs. So a couple things to note. You got your cup holders here. You have your rear air, rear heat, all that good stuff. You do have 2 USCs and then your regular old plug-in. One thing to note, which I think is interesting, there's no cup holders in the door. So kind of shocked to see that because that's always helpful, especially when you're hauling, younger kids and kids in the back. There is like a storage container down on the door, but I don't think you could probably even slide a water bottle in there. So just something to note. It's kind of surprising there wouldn't be more cup holders, but there are some in the third row. So for the people back there, they at least all each have their own back there. But I just cannot get over this leather and then this trim in here too. I think that is so unique and cool and just kind of gives it that like upscale classy vibe, so you can be like one of those cool moms driving around in one of these things. But okay, so we are in the interior, and as you can see, you have a digital display here, which is awesome, which tracks all your major things that you usually see on the dash. And then you have this amazingly massive screen, which is so cool. So literally there is no buttons or any of that type of stuff on here. You can see it's really clean. There's nothing here as well. It is all digital, which I love. And it's very intuitive to use. It feels, similar to using your Apple phone or Android phone to be able to click through it. So I love the layout of it. It's gorgeous. It's, the steering wheel is awesome. You got a little wood trim here. You got this white stitching again. That's just giving luxury. And then I think what's really cool and kind of fun is, so there's ambient lighting in here, and it might be kind of hard to tell right now because it's super bright out. But look at all the color choices you have. Like, this is wild. So a couple other things on the center console. So phone charger here, love that. Good spot for it. There's some kind of, looks like a little mini storage compartment, but there is a USB and a USB charger right there, which is good. 2 cup holders. You've got, a little bit smaller compartment here based on the size of this vehicle, but still fairly nice storage in there with your little shelf on top, which is great. Obviously your 2 cup holders right here behind me. And then a couple cool things about the camera. So if you look at the camera, a lot of you are probably familiar with, so you've got the bird's eye view, which is awesome. So you can kind of see top down of the vehicle, but then there's several other options that you can look at. So you can look at directly just behind if you want to zoom in and just see directly what's behind you if you're backing up. You have blind spots on all the sides of the car. So you have one on each side of the front, and then you have one on each side of the rear. So you can see exactly where you're going there. And then you also have this angle on the very front of the vehicle. So really cool. I love the amount of cameras that you have. Makes it real hard to hit anything. So you also have the rear view camera that turns into a rear view mirror that turns into a camera, which I love that as well. But I love that you have the option to flip it, because then sometimes it's just annoying. You don't want to look at a camera and you want to be able to see, like you're used to looking at. But if you want to, you have that camera view, which makes it a little more clear and easy to see. So that's awesome as well. Thing to note, the shifter's different. I've seen these before I feel like a lot of the European vehicles have this. So it's kind of different to see it in a GMC. But ultimately, you use this little shifter to put your vehicle in reverse, neutral, drive, park, all the things. But it's kind of tricky because naturally you would think you would just go up or down, but you have to pull it in, then go into drive, and then go. So I don't know. Not sure that I love it. I think maybe I've just gotten so used to knobs and making it really super simple. And then to put it in park, you just push that button. So it's just different because then you obviously have all your wipers and all the things on the other side. But then the steering wheel is very set up and classic like a GM steering wheel is. It's not much has changed there, which is good. You've got your cruise control settings and all that. And then you have your music, volume, switching to different stations, all that stuff on this side. So yeah, good classic setup. Okay, so we have the adaptive cruise on. We're gonna give the hands-free driving a try. So it's on. Let's push this. Check braking on. Adaptive cruise set to 60. Okay. There we go. So the green light here. So now it means that it's going. I think you have to keep your eyes forward so that it's constantly reading to make sure that you're looking at the road. So there's this little camera here that looks at that. But as long as this green light is on in the wheel, then it is gonna just drive it for us, which is kind of legit. What happens if I look at you for a while? I wonder what will happen. I'm looking. Okay, it is not yelling at me. All right. I'm not advocating it, but if you had to pass your kid a water bottle in the back, it may continue to just drive for you and not yell at you. This is awesome. So now we are going to try to change a lane. So I'm going to turn my signal on saying I want to go to the left. Looking for an opening, it says. Looking for an opening. Oh, that is crazy to not even. And now I'm complete. And I shut my blinker off. That is awesome. Oh, this also has heads-up display, which might be hard to see in the video. Can you see it from that angle? I don't know. But basically, there's a screen here that's projecting onto your dash that you have your cruise on, that you have your hands-free on, and then also the speed you're going. So you see it directly right in front of you in your line of sight when you're looking at the road, which is an added benefit, too. I think that's kind of cool to see it because then you're not looking down here. You just see it straight ahead. Cool. Yeah, overall, I think it's so huge that Acadia, the GMC went back to a regular full-sized Acadia, because I remember when they released, I want to say it was probably, gosh, I don't even know how long ago. It's been at least 7 or 8 years. And they released the new Acadia, and it was smaller. And everybody was so upset about it because people that drive Acadias want space for their kids. They want you know, to be able to store things, haul things. They sometimes have bigger kids in the back, you know, third row. And so if you were a loyal GMC Acadia driver and you didn't want to go to a full-size Yukon and spend that kind of money or have that size of a vehicle, this almost eliminated this as an option for you. And so, or at least that was the feedback that you would hear. And so then they'd have to, if they wanted to stay loyal to a GM product, they'd have to go to an Enclave or go to a Chevy Traverse or something. So I think it's huge that they went back to this size. There's going to be a ton of people very, very excited about that. And they obviously heard the message loud and clear when they redesigned this thing, which is great. Thanks so much for checking out the 2025 GMC Acadia Denali with us. Overall, love what GMC has done to redesign it, make it bigger, more spacious, which everybody loves. And also just added some cool features in regards to the power seats, making things easier to get in and out for the people in the third row, to be able to flatten everything when you're way in the back. So a lot of cool things that they did on the front as well. The big giant digital screen. Huge A+ on that as well. So really good stuff. Loved it. Let us know what you want us to check out next week. Thanks, guys.